Hello and welcome to Piano Shack with me, Woody. Thank you very much for tuning in. Reason Radical Piano is a very interesting instrument with a mix of sampling and physical modeling. So in today's video, I am going to give you a tour of its quirks and cool features. Of course, there will be lots of playing. I hope that sounds interesting to you. Let's get started. Okay then, this is what Reason looks like when you start it up. I am going to find our Radical Piano's instrument down here. We'll drag it into the virtual rack. I always get a kick from doing this in Reason, and there we have it. Let's see. I'm going to reset this device just to make sure we don't have any strange presets selected. Where do we have reset device? There. So let me play you a piece with this very basic default settings then. And since Propellerheads, now called Reason Studios, but I prefer the old name. Now Propellerheads is a Swedish company, so I think we'll have a theme of playing Swedish music throughout this video. So let's get started with some Jan Johansson. That then was the default sound of Radical Piano, completely dry, no added effects or reverb. And later on in the video, perhaps we'll try adding some effects into the rack and see how it sounds then. But I'll give you a quick tour of the controls right now and some of the features. Now this interesting matrix and big knob in the middle did confuse me for a little while. So let's just take a quick look at the manual so we're all understanding what's going on here. So Reason Studios have sampled 3 different pianos. We have the Home Grand, which is a Bechstein grand piano with a nice, not perfectly tuned Home Grand character. Yes, there is a lot of character in these pianos for sure. We have Deluxe Grand, which is a Steinway Model D, which they sampled from one belonging to Sveriges Radio. That's the Swedish radio, the equivalent of the BBC in the UK. So this is probably quite a famous Steinway piano used on many recordings, which is pretty cool. It's always nice to know a little bit about the history of the actual pianos that were sampled here. Then we have an upright, a Futura upright piano with a distinct living room character. And either the Home Grand or the upright, I don't remember which, I read somewhere was actually sampled. It's in the homes of one of the developers or one of the guys working for Propellerheads, Reason Studios. So they went and sampled their own piano, which I think is super cool as well. Let's take a look at the other controls. So we also have a number of microphones to choose between. You can see, I won't go through them all in detail here now, but you can see how they've mic'd up the grand piano and the acoustic piano, and then you can choose which mic position you want in the mix. So jumping back to the instrument then, you can see here we have this knob. Actually, this is quite interesting, and this is something unusual that I haven't seen on any other sampled piano libraries. And you can actually have 2 different pianos mic'd up in 2 different ways and then morph between them using this knob. So if you see right here, we have a close mic'd Deluxe Grand, and over on this side we have the Jazz mic'd Deluxe Grand. We can switch between them. We could also have a different piano. We could have the Jazz mic'd Upright. A little bit fiddly to use these controls, I think, but okay, so here's the upright in isolation. And if we go over here, we have the close mic'd deluxe. Sorry, the velocity response is a little bit jumpy. I don't know if it's the piano library or my keyboard here, or just the way I've configured it perhaps. That's really beautiful. Let's take a listen if we sweep over to the upright. Or any mix in between. It's actually really nice when you start mixing the two. So I don't know if I said earlier, but this is a little bit like a oscillator mix on a synthesizer. We have two different pianos, two different oscillators that we can then blend between. Let's take a listen in detail to the three sampled models that we have. I'll use the jazz mics perhaps for this, or we can take a listen and compare. So this is the upright. Now I have a sustain pedal connected. You can hear the mechanical noises as I depress that. It's such a pain to set up sustain pedals. I don't know why in 2020 it should be so difficult. I did have a continuous sustain pedal that this does respond to, but it seemed like I can do it manually, but it seemed like my MIDI controller here only seems to work with pedals that are on or off, but that's okay. That's the uprights, the deluxe grand, the Steinway. A lot of mechanical noise, a little bit too much for my taste. We'll dial that back in a minute. Let's take a listen to the home grand. Oh yeah. Yeah, as you can hear, a lot of character there, even the detuned effect you're hearing as well on the high notes. I can hear we don't have a huge amount of velocity levels here. You can hear the velocity splits as you're playing, which is a bit of a shame. This is a relatively small sample library. Yeah, some of those high samples do jump out a little bit. And the different mic positions will stay. Actually, we don't have so many mic positions with this one. If we go back to the Steinway, let's take a listen. Close. Jazz floor. Ambient, that's the room mics. Some of the keys do jump out a little bit. Then we have the vintage mono. Let's mix two together. Let's take the close and the same piano with the ambience and then mix them up. Yeah, now that's a really pleasing sound. I like that a lot. Let's take a look at some of the other controls, the primary controls we have here on the left. A character. And this is stepping between different sounds here. So it's not just an EQ. Let's take a listen. Going to super bright, emphasizing different harmonics by the sounds of it. But let's go the other direction, because that's what I really like. If we start winding it down to get a more muted, mellower sound. We can go all the way down, see what it's like. Yeah, I really like that. And I think at this point we should add some more reverb as well. It's got some built-in ambience. Let's see what that sounds like. Crank that up, go for a haul maybe. Later we'll try adding the cinematic reverb from the RV7000, which is one of my favorites. Let me play you something with this preset. Yeah, okay, I feel we are pushing this little 49 key MIDI controller to its limits right now, both in the velocity, responsiveness, and in the number of keys I have available. So I'm creatively using these up and down octave keys here. Okay, I'm going to experiment with the resonance control. This is the string resonance. Let's take a listen. All the way up, all the way down. I do like string resonance, so let's whack that up. We have the release time of the resonance as well. What happens if we mix in the sound of the upright? We can apply a little bit of compression as well, right here, conveniently on the same device. We can also adjust the sound of the mechanical noises, key up and down. We can just tame that a little bit. key up, and the pedal noises, turn those down just a touch. And now we are getting extremely close to the kind of piano sounds that I really, really love. Yeah, this is just so perfect. Yeah, let's dial in a little bit of the cinematic reverb. So we'll go to our mixer, which I have here, I do believe. We'll just enable it's on this send here. Jump back to our rack, which I have over here. I'll zoom in again a bit for you, and I'll play you a bit of a classical piece. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting. Thank you also to my patrons and channel members. I really appreciate your support. That's all for today. I'll see you next time. Cheerio.